You're listening to the Courage Edition podcast. Today, we're diving into a powerful topic and a topic I'm actually really excited about. How you can ensure your child can identify quality friendships versus toxic ones and why this is so important. We'll explore the benefits of surrounding your child with quality friendships, the role of self-awareness and boundaries, and how to equip your child to handle bullying dynamics effectively. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Kimberly Conicella, massive anti-bullying advocate and mother to two beautiful kids, a qualified education and communication expert who went from being bullied, dealing with the trauma of it, into teaching kids how to deal with conflict. Now I'm obsessed with helping other courageous and activated parents to do the same with my business that's changed lives of hundreds of kids worldwide, the Courage Edition. Each week, I'll be releasing episodes that give you simple, actionable, and practical advice so that you can decode and explore the different pieces of the puzzle for overcoming bullying and conflict so that you can feel relieved and your child can feel empowered and strong. Because no matter what anyone says, bullying does not add character. It adds splinters to your child's authentic self. So if you're a courageous and activated parent like me, yet feel totally helpless in supporting your child through bullying and friendship conflicts, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Courage Edition podcast, the show where I help parents like you empower their kids to overcome conflict, develop boundaries, and navigate life with unshakable life skills. I'm your host, Kimberly Conicella, and today we're talking all things friendships, which, let's be honest, can be challenging to navigate for our kids. It can be a real roller coaster of emotions and social skills. And when you combine that with different environmental factors, it's like taking a bottle of fizzy drink, shaking it up, and taking the lid off. So let's start with the big picture. Why does it matter whether your child has quality friendships, especially when it comes to bullying? Think about this. Quality friendships serve as a protective buffer against the emotional toll of bullying. Kids who have strong, supportive friendships are less likely to feel isolated, which is a common weapon of bullies. When a child knows they have people in their corner, they're more likely to report bullying, stand up for themselves, or even stand up for others. A quality friendship provides validation and emotional support, helping your child process difficult situations and build resilience. On the flip side, though, toxic friendships can exacerbate bullying dynamics. Toxic friends may belittle your child, dismiss their feelings, or even join in the bullying behavior. These relationships can deeply harm your child's self-esteem and make them question their worth. This is why identifying and nurturing quality friendships is so critical for our kids. So what exactly defines a quality friendship in a bullying context? This is what I like to look at. Here are a few markers. The first one is mutual respect. So friends who respect your child's feelings and boundaries won't tolerate bullying behavior. They stand up for your child and encourage them to do the same. These quality friends have supportive behavior. So a true friend actually listens when your child's upset, offers comfort, and takes their concerns seriously, whether it's about a bully at school or a tough day. They're also a really positive influence. So quality friends encourage your child to speak up, seek help when needed, and reinforce their sense of self-worth. They're allies in your child's journey to becoming resilient. They also provide healthy conflict resolution. So even good friendships face disagreements, but how those disagreements are handled makes all the difference. Quality friends work through conflicts without resorting to manipulation or emotional harm. So encouraging your child to seek out these qualities in their friendships is going to help them identify relationships that are safe, nurturing, and empowering. And these are key ingredients for standing strong against bullying. But in order for your child to seek these qualities out in friendships, they actually need to become self-aware. I personally was not a self-aware kid. In fact, I was quite naive. Bullying actually caused me to lean into people-pleasing tendencies. And after being bullied in primary school, I was actually targeted often in high school as well. It became a habit of mine to try to please the bullies just so they accepted me. And this was a tug of war because I would do or say whatever they wanted me to so that they would include me in the group again, only to be excluded again a couple of days later. Now, for me, the pattern of people pleasing stayed with me. It stayed with me into my adult years. So throughout high school, I jumped from group to group, and in every single group, I was a different person. I was whoever I needed to be in order to fit in. And it really didn't matter what I wanted or who I truly was, because I'd conditioned myself to believe that being me was not enough and not worthy of having friends. And in hindsight's a beautiful thing, but throughout my schooling years and even into adulthood, I had no idea who I was and no self-awareness skills to even know how to start getting to know who I was. So what I'm getting to is that a child without self-awareness can't be expected to explain to you what a good friend looks like when they actually don't understand or have the tools to reflect and be self-aware on what makes a good friend. And this is where you come in, because you'll need to model what quality friendships are in your own friendships. Plus, this is where having insightful discussions with your child are really, really beneficial. So asking questions like, what do you think makes you a good friend? What friends make you feel good on the inside? Do you have friends that make it hard to be friends with them? And what do they do that make it hard to be friends with them? And even you sharing some of your own experiences with friends from your past, because storytelling can be really powerful for kids because it builds that connection and trust. This is how they become self-aware. And self-awareness is one of the most powerful tools your child can develop to navigate friendships and bullying dynamics effectively. Here's why. Firstly, it gives them the ability to recognize patterns. So self-awareness can help your child identify when they're being mistreated, and they can start to notice red flags such as feeling anxious in themselves after spending time with someone or being excluded repeatedly. Secondly, it actually helps them to know their worth. A self-aware child actually understands their value and is less likely to tolerate toxic behavior or bullying. When they know their worth, they gain the strength to be able to say things like, that's not okay. And they know when they should be reaching out for support from you also. And lastly, it helps them to trust their gut or listen to their intuition. And being able to do this means that they're able to reflect on a friendship that feels more hurtful than helpful, and listening to their gut when it tells them to step back from that person. A little pro tip for you here, as you help your child work on their self-esteem, get them to start journaling. Now, I know journaling isn't for everyone, and that's okay. If they won't journal, see if you can get them to at least have a talk with you instead. But journaling or talking about feelings on a regular basis will actually help them to reflect on things like unhealthy friendships and get them to put into practice their self-awareness muscle. Now, once they've started to flex their self-awareness muscle, this is when we begin to teach them about boundaries. It's amazing how closely linked these two things are. I had no self-awareness during my schooling years, and so it almost goes without saying that I also had no boundaries. People who people please do not have boundaries. And so there are so many things that need to be addressed to repair this, which I should probably address in another episode. But for now, boundaries are the armor your child needs to protect themselves from bullying and toxic relationships. I didn't develop boundaries until my late 20s, and even now it's still a journey. People are going to push up against your boundaries your whole life, and it's how we navigate this and how we teach our kids to navigate this that's important. So boundaries define what's acceptable, and this is done through communication, such as I don't like being teased, or please don't touch my things without asking. Now, it is one thing for you to say to your child, tell them how it makes you feel. And quite another thing to be modeling this in your own life. I know I've certainly fallen into that hole where I'm telling Avery what to do and not actually modeling or showing him that I do this in my own life. And it really triggers me, because when adults shrug and say things like, do as I say, not what I do, I honestly find this to be a lazy excuse for not being an activated parent. And hearing this might be triggering for you, and that's okay. Being triggered is a good thing. It's the catalyst for change and your own self-reflection, which is actually crucial for good parenting. You define what you accept in your life, and like it or lump it, your child is going to follow. So modeling boundaries through communication with others, while it might feel really challenging for you, is going to massively help your child set up boundaries that's going to protect them against bullies. And on that note, having these boundaries is going to significantly help your child to respond to bullies, because they help your child assert themselves calmly and confidently. So, for example, they can say, stop, I don't appreciate that, and walk away. Or they could use a heap of different strategies that I have in my bullying strategy vault, which I'll link below. And these strategies inside the bullying strategy vault don't just work for kids being bullied, although they do work exceptionally well for these kids, but these strategies also help your child strengthen boundaries with their friends or toxic friends inside their group. And an added bonus that I keep hearing from parents who are currently using the vault is that these strategies are actually beneficial for them in their own friendships and relationships too. So it's an added bonus. Not only is your child becoming self-aware and independent with strong self-worth and inner strength, but you're able to refine your own boundaries and intuition too. So why go through all this effort to teach your child about quality friendships and boundaries? Because, my fellow courageous parent, the benefits extend far beyond the present. These life skills help with resilience against bullying, because if your child has strong friendships and clear boundaries, they're far better equipped to stand up to bullies and seek help when they need it. It promotes stronger self-esteem because your child knows their worth. They're going to seek out those positive relationships rather than the toxic ones. And it's going to improve their mental health because quality friendships provide emotional stability, and that reduces anxiety, depression, and the feelings of isolation that bullying often causes. These life skills will even help your child navigate the workplace when they're older, because they'll be able to set clear boundaries around work-life balance and even unacceptable and acceptable workplace behaviors. You, my friend, are the most important role model in your child's life. I love talking to activated parents like you who know the importance of building quality life skills into their kids. You are building a legacy of self-worth and inner strength in your child. And that's what courageous and activated parenting is all about. By showing them how to identify and nurture quality friendships, you're giving them the tools that will last a lifetime. Now, you can be an activated parent and still not know how to help your child to build these life skills. So for those that are struggling with this, it's done through having open conversations. So regularly talking to your child about their friendships and asking questions like, What do you like most about your friends? How do they make you feel? These conversations create a safe space for your child to share their concerns, and you actively listening to their answers is activated parenting. It's also done through teaching empathy by helping your child understand how their actions affect others, because empathetic kids are less likely to bully and more likely to form strong, positive relationships. And it's done through equipping them with strategies. If you give your child tools to handle bullying and conflict effectively, they're not only going to be okay in life, they're going to thrive. If you want to help your child kickstart their inner strength journey, handle bullying and conflict, and build self-awareness, my Bullyproof Academy, so BPA, is the perfect place to start. BPA is currently being revamped, which is super exciting, to include even more resources for parents and kids, but you don't have to wait to get started. You can check out my micro program, Fight Back Against Bullies, in 2 weeks or less, which is a powerful taster that's part of BPA. It's actually designed to give your child immediate strategies to handle bullying and conflict, all while beginning to build their inner strength and self-awareness. This micro program is a game changer and the perfect first step. And what's even better is adding my bullying strategy vault, which will back them up with more strategies to help them overcome bullying as it's happening. All the programs I've mentioned today in the podcast are linked below for you to go and check out. But for now, thank you for tuning into the Courage Edition podcast. If you found today's episode valuable, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with another courageous and activated parent who might need to hear this. Together we can create a world where our kids grow up confident, resilient, and ready to face whatever conflict comes their way. Until next time, remember, building inner strength starts with us. Here's to being courageous for ourselves and for our kids. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.